Hi there. When it comes to the physical files to organize, we have a easiest mechanism that can be helpful for you to organizing the thing. Let's say if you think about what are the documents, the first one would be the non-financial documents. So for the storing of the non-financial document, you can use a simple method. That is, a simple alphabetical system can be applied. So these non-financial documents can be you can be put it into the hanging file folders, and each of them should be labeled with the proper alphabetical order, or the alphabetical can be tagged, so that it would be easy for you. So without the alphabetical, it would be difficult for you to pull out from hanging file folders. So make sure that you have a proper alphabet. In case if you're short of the hanging file folders, you can use two letters like A, B, and C, D kind of alphabets. Instead of A to Z, you can use two characters, so that would actually gives you more helpful. Like you can combine the letters start with A and B files into one hanging file, so that you can easily combine and you can better use of what you have in existing. The next one would be the use the manila folder rather than putting items directly into the hanging file folders. This will make it easier to retrieve the items in future, so that you can easily get a piece of paper if you want. So what you can do is you can write down on the manila folder here with a proper maybe you can use a sticky notes kind of notes on top of that manila folder, saying that this file belongs to so and so category, so that it would be easy to retrieve. And the next one would be the client file. So how best you can organize the client files. Somebody may have only single client, some people may have more than one client, so you need to properly categorize even the client names on top of the manila folders. That would definitely help you out. And the last but the most useful one would be the financial documents. Most of the companies, because we are talking about the financial documents, so these documents would be coming from your company. So if you're in belongs to account section or finance department, you would have already some mechanism that entire company is following. So I would recommend you to just follow that. If you don't have any mechanism and your company is very small, you may have to think about writing like year and month mechanism on top of the files to organize in a better way. And coming back to the last one is here individually. If you're working from your home office and you have a small business, like as I said earlier, you need to have at least 12 file folders and write it down there, the proper month and year, so that it would be easy for you to sort it out based on the months. So if you need any kind of hint to pull out one of the bill or maybe one of the code, you can simply go back to that month of that year and you can simply pull that. So most of the companies or most of the small business people would at least store for 7 years. So make sure that you plan in such a way, because the 12 files, once it is year is over, you just have to again buy 12 more files to move further. That way you would maintain all the files properly. When it comes to digital storage, you may have to store a lot of things, because we talked in the previous lectures about archiving anything that you don't want to throw, like you can put it into an archive folder or old folder. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain to you how best you can segregate the folder. So I would like to explain here, these are the best universal folder methods or categories which you can try out. On top of the drive, you can create one would be the personal, other one would be the work relevant. So anything that belongs to personal, you can put it into the personal. If it is relevant to your work profile, put it into the work. And then you can categorize based on some standard structure. For example, if I take it for the work, I can say that it's a financial or IT support or legal or sales, something like that. So these are the second layer which you need to have some category, so that you would be segregating in a right order. And followed by what you're going to do is on this financial, if I take as the category of the financial, I would be having another folder with the year. For example, here it's relevant to the finance, so 2016 to 2017, similarly 2019 to 2020. And if I take as the finance, or maybe take it as the IT support, just to example, because in the previous folder which we have taken as a finance, now we are going to take it as the IT support. So in IT support, you might have two more folders, or based on your category wise folders, like tasks and tickets. So in this case, tickets. So in this tickets, I'm gonna task. So what I'm gonna do is on every folder I would have the old. So if you look at here, what would happen is you had the first layer, and then you had second layer, and on top of it the year wise, and on top of it you also have the either EOIs are relevant to another category, subcategory. Within that subcategory, you need to end up with the old or archive. So that way you can move everything into the old. That means you're not going to touch that unless you need to have some kind of requirement. So now let's jump into the demo of how I'm going to actually manage these things. So if you see here on my folders here, I just created here just for the testing purpose to show you personal as well as a work. So under work, I have the finance and IT support. Let's say I want to deal with the IT support, maybe as part of my job profile, I may be working with the tickets or some of the tasks. Let's say I have a task which is coming up here, so I would end up here all the tasks. Similarly, if any tickets are there, like firewall issue or changes, these are my tickets. So I'm gonna work on these specific tickets. Once I'm fine and resolved these tickets, maybe I wanted to move into to the old. And if you notice here, every file has year and month and date specific. So that would be that in that way you can easily segregate in the future. If you wanna looking for some kind of file, you can simply look at the date and month. So that makes more easy for you. So you simply have to move. That way you can manage your digital storage. Now if you're looking about more about the digital storage, why we have to move into the old, all those things, so I did already explain this. This way you can easily segregate. That's the segregation part. But however, if you lost the data, it's gone, right? So you need to think about backup plan. So I would recommend to use any of the backup methods, like either you go for the Dropbox, or maybe this is a Dropbox and this is for your Microsoft OneDrive, and this is your Google Drive. So any of the method you can use it. For example, if I want to go for the comparison, you can check out here. It's because the data is now cheaper these days. So like some of them are giving you free also. If you look at here, Dropbox is offering you some kind of free plans also. Let's see, you have a 2 TB of a plan, professional, 3 TB, 5 TB, as much as you need it. Try for free for the advanced. So you're going to pay for each of the plans based on your plan. For example, in my case, if it's a free version, I'm not going to pay anything because I wanted to store in a 2 GB. But if I want larger space of data, I might consider something else. So these are the features, and these are the personal or the professional. For example, business specific. If you have already Microsoft Office 365, I would recommend just use your OneDrive, because OneDrive has a lot of free space which they are offering, close to 2 GB at least, or 1 TB of free space which they are giving as part of your Office 365 subscription, which includes your email as well as your storage. And similarly, Google Drive also offers 15 GB of free space, so you can use that free space. And these are the billing can be done monthly or by yearly also. I hope this is useful for you, and now you know how to segregate physical and digital. Remember that either any of these cases, maintaining the history is very important, because in case of you want to go back and check out, it should be an easy way for you to find out. So better way would be the try to organize based on the categories and the year wise and month wise. That would make so easy for you to find out, so there's no stress on you.